ने बोला कि ये शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है, उसने उसको गोली मारी।
देश के दुश्मनों ने भारत की आत्मा पर हमला करने का दुस्साहस किया है। मैं बहुत स्पष्ट शब्दों में कहना चाहता हूं, जिन्होंने ये हमला किया है, उन आतंकियों को और इस हमले की साजिश रचने वालों को उनकी कल्पना से भी बड़ी सजा मिलेगी। सजा मिलकर के रहेगी। अब आतंकियों की बची खुची जमीन को भी मिट्टी में मिलाने का समय आ गया है।
We will pursue the perpetrators, the backers and the handlers of the Pahalgam terrorist strike till the end of this earth. आतंक की बची खुची मिट्टी को भी खत्म करने का समय आ गया है. This is what an angry and an emotional Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, said today in Bihar in his first public comments after the dastardly April 22 Pahalgam terrorist strike in which 26 innocent tourists from across India have lost their lives. This is a major escalation. The Prime Minister's words show that this is India's 9/11 moment. This is what the US had said after 9/11, that they will pursue the perpetrators till the end of this earth. And this is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said today after the Pahalgam terror strike. The Prime Minister also saying that this country will never bow to terrorism. This country is one from Kashmir to Kanyakumari when expressing its anguish and its anger over the Pahalgam terror strike. The PM underlining how unarmed tourists have been targeted by terrorists this time, and the country behind this, the sponsors behind this, will pay a very, very heavy price. What we have been hearing from the government over the last 2 days also is that the Indian government considers Pakistan as the accused number one in the Pahalgam terrorist strike, especially the Pakistani army chief Asim Munir, and his words a few days before the Pahalgam terror strike are seen to be directly correlated. The Prime Minister saying in his words today that India will leave no stone unturned to achieve justice for the Pahalgam terror victims. This also reflects in what government sources have been telling us, that the Pakistani army chief Asim Munir is primarily responsible for the Pahalgam terrorist strike, and India sees Pakistan now as the chief culprit. This is also what reflected in the decisions yesterday by the Cabinet Committee of Security meeting, where the Prime Minister was briefed by Home Minister Amit Shah and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh of proof that the Pahalgam terror strikes has clear cross-border and official Pakistan state links. This is why the drastic steps have been taken to put on hold the Indus Water Treaty, which India did not even do during the Kargil war or after the Uri and the Pulwama strikes. India has also cancelled all visas for Pakistanis. India has closed the integrated border post at Atari, and all this shows that India feels that Pakistan state, the country of Pakistan, is responsible for these strikes against tourists in Pahalgam. India also feels that in the past, shutting down or not implementing the Indus Water Treaty was also on the table after the Uri and the Pulwama terror strikes. But that time India felt that why punish innocent and normal Pakistani civilians for something that the terror-based modules there had done. But this time, with this attack on Indian tourists, Indian civilians, the view in the Indian government is that the Pakistani civilian may also have to pay a price for the misdeeds and the misadventures of the Pakistani army. That is why decisions to put on hold the Indus Water Treaty could really impact the farmers of Punjab and Sindh in Pakistan, and India feels they should go and question their own government, the Pakistani government and the Pakistani army, for their misadventure in Pahalgam. The Prime Minister also spoke briefly in English during his address in Bihar, and this particular portion of English seems to be addressed to the global audience, to the powers in Washington, to the powers in London, China and Russia. telling them that they have expressed solidarity with India after these terrorist strikes, and now when India will take a decisive action against Pakistan, these countries should express the same solidarity even when that happens. India has already fired the first salvo through a series of diplomatic actions, but will a military action be followed up next? This is top on everybody's mind. Of course, India will act at the time and place and the manner of its choosing, but Prime Minister's words today leave nothing to imagination. India is going to escalate this. The envelope has already been pushed by countries like Russia and Ukraine and Israel during the Gaza conflict by invading those countries, attacking those countries. Will India go that far to attack Pakistan is something we would not speculate right now, but what the Prime Minister is saying clearly means something big is coming. Remember, in the 2019 Balakot terror strike, India did not have the supersonic and the super sophisticated Rafale aircraft. The first Rafale aircraft arrived in India in 2020. Right now we have over 36 Rafales in our fleet, which is a very, very superior aircraft. India has built capabilities in its artillery, in its army in a big way in the last 5 to 6 years. And what we are told that yesterday's meeting with Rajnath Singh of the 3 service chiefs and the NSA and the CDS, the defense minister was clearly told that the armed forces are ready to do anything which is asked of them. They have the capability of anything that is asked of them. They are ready for any eventuality. What will the government do next is something that we will know in the coming days or the coming weeks. But one thing is very clear. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has laid out his word. He has said India will not forgive this. India will not leave any territory for terrorists to operate. India has decided in a way to put an end to Pakistan-sponsored terror for good.